What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Tabletop Takeout Tuesdays. You know, the show drops every Tuesday, but there is a show every day of the week here at Two Gun Pixie. We've been doing this for years now. We love it. There's a for fun channel. There's no backers or patrons, sponsors, anything like that. We just do it for fun. It's so easy to make and edit videos. Wow. I don't believe everyone's not doing this. All right, now I want to talk to you today about a game myself. It's a solo game. Well, it's two players if you have two decks. I don't have two decks. If I did, I'd do a two-deck review. Anyway, this is a solo game I've played time and time again, and it's amazing that I use that phrase because this is time and time again. Sojourne, A Journey Through Time, is a game where you are trapped in time. You are a future time traveler, and your time device has broken down, and you need to find the time fragments throughout time. This is a really fun game. I have lost more games than I have won, and yet I still keep wanting to have this at the table and to play. That's a pretty damn good sign that you enjoy a game right there. Now, at its core, this is really just a resource management game. You have to control your energy while you're doing the time jumps. You have to try to find more energy. Otherwise, you're going to run out and you're going to get trapped somewhere in time. Don't get eaten by a dinosaur. Watch out for those meteors falling down. Maybe an assassin's bullet will hit you instead of the target. A lot of bad things happen throughout history, and you can get caught in any one of them. So, yeah, this is really where the game comes alive. As it's not really a hidden resource game. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. But when you're playing the game itself, it kind of just blends into the system, and you don't really notice it. Draw a card, resolve it, and do an action. I mean, at its core, that's the rules in a nutshell right there. And the game is easy. It's fast to learn. I mean, even when I first got this game, I got it out of the box, put it down on the table, read through the setup and the rules play, and I was ready. I got this off a Kickstarter. I was one of the backers on it. So, I mean, it had been a while, so I had to reread the rules. It's been a while since I watched the playthrough and stuff, the information that is on the Kickstarter page. But it was that easy. It really was easy to just get out of the box, learn, get down to the table, and start playing. And even though this is a solo game, I can teach these rules to anyone in a moment. Now, I've often mentioned that I enjoy a certain level of stress in my games, and this delivers that. It's again what I would call a fun level of stress. You're lost through time, and you have to manage your resources in such a way that you're not going to get stuck. But you get stuck. It's the randomness of the jumps, along with the strategy that you're going to be coming up with on the fly most of the time, as to where to go, what resources to try to collect, and how you're spending the resources that you have. The balance between that and the luck of the draw, I've always found it to work very pleasantly. It's well balanced, I think. Now, the art in the game, I think, is really fantastic. It does have a way, whenever a game has good art and good components, right? Like this one does, it has a way of mentally pulling you more into the situation. Sort of a little bit of, you're there. You're right. It's like when you watch a movie, that suspension. That's what I'm trying to think of. Suspension of disbelief. And the art in this board game does help do that. It does help pull you into it. It feels like you're being pulled into these scenes throughout time. And that helps. Whenever a game visually looks pleasant, sitting on the table while you're playing it, that means a lot. While you're going through time and deciding to jump to another time period or jump back to one that you've already just jumped to so it's in your records, you're constantly thinking. Even if you play this as a 2-player game, I really don't think there would be much player downtime, is my imagination, because before the other players finish, you're still going over in your head, in your mind, how the next move could possibly work, and if it doesn't, what's the alternative? Not only are you thinking 2-3 moves ahead, but you're doing it. If you're doing it right, you're doing it like a multiversal style. You're not just thinking 2-3 moves ahead in general, but you're thinking if any of those 2 or 3 moves ahead fail, if anything goes wrong, what is the alternative? What is the next several moves ahead that you then have to plan? This game has always kept me on my damn toes. I really would like to try this 2 players possibly at some point. Who knows if that's going to happen down the line. But as far as just me playing this game or teaching it to other people, that's going to be very easy for me to do. I want to see how others experience this actually. Maybe even as a 1-player option, maybe sort of a round robin of, who's most efficient of finding the time fragments and getting back to time. Maybe that kind of setup as a competition between multiplayers, because the game does play fast enough. You can get several games in an hour. So you could do this, like I said, one person after another. Kind of like if you remember the old video games, the old arcade games. We just try to beat each other's high score. Yeah, it would definitely have that kind of feel. If you're looking for a time travel game that's short, that's fun, if you enjoy resource management games and just a little bit of stress while managing a balance between luck and strategy, well, I'm not an influencer. I'm not here to influence your damn mind or wallet. I'm here to inform you. And given the information I've given you, what you've seen on the show so far, if you're interested, go look up more information, but particularly find playthroughs. I don't care if they're mine or anyone else's. I really don't care. Find playthroughs and watch them, because that's the best way that you're going to determine if a particular game is going to be right for you and your family, your friends, your gaming group. Watch some playthroughs. Don't listen to disembodied voices or floating heads here. You don't know who's been bribed, who's been sold, who's been gifted, to tell you whatever a publisher wants to say. You don't know that, but you can trust more a playthrough. So go, get some more information, watch a playthrough or 2 of Sojourne, then come back here and tell me what you think of Sojourne, A Journey Through Time.